Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode today. So yes, as you can see, we are over here at the forest once again. I came to pick up some wood. It is very early in the morning still, it's only like 5:30. So the reason why I came so early is so that we can sort out these things before we need to head over to Mr. Walker's farm. So we definitely have got a little bit of work to take care of over there. And now I wonder why this guy's blocking the entrance. Okay, are you going to move, buddy? Alright, well, let me maybe just hop out and see what this guy is doing over here. Alright guys, so that gentleman was a guy from the city council, and he actually asked me a bunch of questions with regards to cutting down trees over here at this forest. So he asked me who gave me permission to cut here, because it's a private owned property, and I told him that Mr. Noah from the sawmill said that we can chop trees down over here. So we're not really in any trouble or anything, but he just suggested that I do find a way to put the trees back that I am cutting down in this little forest. So he told me that if we plan on cutting any more trees here, he's definitely going to become a little bit more suspicious of what's going on. So we need to try and make a plan to get some trees planted back in this little forest. So I'm gonna have to speak with Noah and just hear what he has to say and what we can do about it. So yeah, that was a little bit intense, but okay. So let's get back to the house with this wood so that we can drop it off for Nick so that he can continue his work making some more planks. And now people are just parking in the middle of the road everywhere today, but okay, there we go. Alright, so I'll catch up to you guys once we are back at the house, ready to offload all of the wood on the back of our Toyota Hilux here. Alright guys, there we go. So Nick is already here. He's actually very early this morning, so I think he might want to leave a little bit earlier today. But as you can see, he has been busy a bit, and he already loaded a pallet of long planks on the trailer, and there's also some wood beams and some regular planks that he's still going to load today. So I'm quickly going to see if we can get all of this wood unloaded and just put somewhere for him so that he can continue his work for today. So yes, I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we are ready to head over to Mr. Walker's farm. Alright, and that is the last piece of wood that we needed to still offload. So Nick actually took quite a bit of it already, so he's going to continue with his work. But right now we need to be quick about this and head over to Mr. Walker's farm, because I did also receive a call from Mr. Walker. There's a piece of equipment that he wants us to go and collect over at the dealership. So he says he wants us to test it out and just see how it works. He hasn't purchased it just yet, so we are definitely going to just check it out and see what it's all about. So we are going to go and grab the F450 pickup truck, and my goodness, it's a bit of a foggy day today. So yeah, the visibility is going to be a little bit poor on the fields, but I'm sure everything will work out just fine for us once it starts clearing up a bit. Alright, and here we are back at Mr. Walker's farm once again. So today, as I mentioned, we've got a couple of things to do on the field as well. You guys may know that we need to sow the sunflowers, so that is also part of today's work. Alright, let's just get this door opened over here. Alright, and yeah, I think let's firstly get the workers a bit busy today before we actually run this errand. So let's get all of the equipment ready and everything connected up. So I think let's start with the first part of the job, which will be the oats field that we planted. As you guys may have noticed, the field has actually germinated, so that is ready for its next layer of fertilizer, which we are going to get somebody to do today. As for the grass, we might not get to that today, we'll see. But definitely the sunflowers need to be sowed, so we need to get that sorted out as well. Alright, so let's just park up the little Kubota over here for now. We'll get this barn opened up. Alright, so today I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the small John Deere, or the 6R, not really a small tractor, but yeah, it's considered a medium tractor. Alright, so everything is looking pretty good with this tractor. I did go through everything. The diesel was a bit low, so I topped that up already. Alright, so let's get the fertilizer spreader connected. So I haven't swapped them around just yet because the fertilizer spreader has got quite a lot of fertilizer in it still. So we really want to just use as much as we can before we start putting lime in the one and fertilizing the other one. I think that one has still got some lime in it as well. But okay, so there we go. We've got the fertilizer spreader connected up to the little John Deere 6R. Alright, so let's just bring this closer to the field so that we can get ourselves a worker to come and sort this out for us. Alright, and there they go. So we've got the worker busy fertilizing the oats field, and now we need to get a tractor for the sunflowers, because we are going to be sowing the sunflowers with the planter today. For the first time we are using this piece of equipment. So let's just get the barns open as well. Let's see. Okay, so there it is. So we're going to be using that. And I think the John Deere 7R should be up to the task. So we'll just use the smaller tractors for today. Alright, let's quickly hop into this thing, get it fired up. Alright, and everything looks good. The field still seems to be quite full. So let's get over to the planter and get that thing hooked up. Just got to make sure that it's got seeds, and I think this actually takes liquid fertilizer. So we'll just make sure that is nice and full as well. Alright, so here we go guys. So we've got the planter connected up. Everything is looking pretty good. We are full enough with the seeds, and there's also plenty of liquid fertilizer in this thing. So I think this should actually work out quite well. Alright, let's just get it lined up with the field here, and we'll start unfolding it for the worker so that they can come and do this job for us. Alrighty guys, so there we go. So that is our workers starting to sow the sunflowers. So we are just going to leave them to it. So after this has been sowed, we actually need to come and roll it as well. So that is something we'll have a look at once we get back. But now we need to get into the F450, because I need to head over to the dealership to pick up this piece of equipment that Mr. Walker mentioned earlier. Alright, so let's bring our little Kubota back to the workshop. We're just going to park it up in there again. And hopefully the fog is going to clear up a little bit later, so that we can at least have a little bit better visibility on the fields. Because it's a little bit terrible working in dense fog like that. But okay, so let's fire this pickup truck up of ours. Alright, and there it is. Perfect. Alright, so we are going to make our way over to the dealership, and I'll catch up to you guys once we get there. Alright guys, so we made it over to the dealership. I'm just going to quickly head inside and yeah, just tell them that I'm here to pick up the piece of machinery for Mr. Walker. Alright, so here we go. So this is the piece of machinery that we are here to pick up. We'll have a quick look at it before we get it hooked up here. I just want to get more or less into position. Right, so now from what I can tell, this machine actually has got this V8 engine at the front, and it has got all of these torque converters and things in like that. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but at the end of the day, this machine can actually power our equipment without a tractor. So it's got two outputs for PTO at the back here, as far as what I can see. And this is going to be used for the straw blower back at Mr. Walker's cow barn. So we're going to see if we can manage this with the pickup truck instead of bringing a tractor over every time. So yeah, let's get this thing hooked up so that we can get this back to Mr. Walker's farm and just test it out. Alright guys, so we are hooked up to the machine. I don't really know what to call it just yet, so maybe drop some comments down below. What would you call a machine like this? To me it's just like a mobile PTO device, but yeah, that is just my opinion of what I would like to just call the damn thing. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit of a drive once again, so let's see if we can put this drive in a little bit of a time lapse. Yeah, that turn was a little bit harsh with that car coming from the front. Alright, so we'll put the drive in a bit of a time lapse for you guys, and I'll catch up to you guys once we get back to Mr. Walker's farm. Alrighty, so here we are back at Mr. Walker's cow barn. So yeah, I actually started this thing up already. So what I need to do now is we need to try and back this thing up to the straw blower so that we can hook it up and get the PTO connected and everything, and then we're going to just drive it into the cow barn. I see we do have got some hay bales in there, or straw bales in there, so everything should work out quite well. Alright, so let's get the pickup truck fired up again. Alright, let's get this thing lined up over there. Alright, this is going to be a little bit tricky because we're going to be towing two different pieces of machinery now, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Alright guys, so we've got the straw blower hooked up and also the trailer at the back, or the PTO mobile device, is also running. Alright, so we're just going to come in here and we're going to see if we can get this thing to unload some straw for the cows over here. So let's see. There we go, that is looking pretty good. Alright, and we can actually hop out while this is running. And the nice thing about this is we don't really have to leave the pickup truck connected to this thing. We just leave this thing obviously running, and then it'll do the job for us just like this. Quite simple actually. Alright, but yes, there goes the straw into the cow barn. So now that is just going to take a little bit of time for us to shred those bales. But once it's done, we can get back to our regular duties and just see what else there is to sort out. I think while we are here, let's quickly have a glance over at the goats over there. So I see we've got some pallets of milk over there, which is something we can also probably transport. Alright, my goodness, yeah, this is taking quite some time. Alright, well, I'm going to leave this thing to it, and then I'll bring you guys... okay, never mind. So looks like that is all done. I don't know if it shredded both the bales. Can we actually... okay, it looks like it's empty now. So it actually shredded all of the bales, which is pretty good. Alright, now it's going to be a matter of disconnecting this thing and, well, even the trailer at the back. We need to disconnect the straw blower and our little mobile PTO device and get everything parked up. So I think I'm going to sort this out quickly and I'll bring you guys back up to speed once everything is parked up, because this is going to take some serious maneuvering. Alright, so there we go. So everything is parked up nicely now. And I noticed Mr. Walker actually moved his quad bike out out of his garage as well. It's now parked over here. So I guess he's probably having a bit of trouble getting in and out of the garage now that his wife's car is back. So yeah, that is something that is at least sorted out now, and we can continue with our regular duties. So we are going to leave the F450 right over there for now. So let's hop into the little flatbed international, because I need to go and get those pallets of milk loaded and dropped off over at the dairy quickly for these people. So let's get that sorted out. Alright, and there we go. That is the last one. So we are done with loading all of the pallets of milk. So I decided to just do most of this off camera for you guys, because it's a little bit time consuming watching me try and operate the forklift. Alright, but there we go. Forklift back in place. Alright, let me quickly just strap all of these down again so that we can take it over there without a problem. Right, there we go. That is sorted. I also noticed the goat barn is looking a little bit full as well. I'm not too sure if Mr. Walker wants to maybe get rid of some of the goats as well at some point. So I guess we'll see and we'll figure that out. Alright, so right now I need to get this dropped off over at the dairy so that we can go and have a look at the fields and see how far the workers are. Alrighty, so there we go. That is sorted out. We dropped off the couple of pallets of milk that we had on the back of the flatbed. So right now we need to go and return this, and then we'll quickly just go and have a look at the workers on the field. I can see the guy with the fertilizer spreader there. He's probably heading back to the farmyard. Didn't really notice where the guy with the seeder is with the sunflowers, but I think he's probably also done by now, because that planter is quite big and it should actually not take too long. But yeah, you can see that field looks like it's all done. So he's probably also on his way back to the farmyard, so we'll just check on that once we get back there. Alright, and here we are. We're just going to park up the International back into its spot right over here next to the other one. Right, I think that is good enough. Perfect. Alright, let's quickly jump into the F450. I'm gonna see if we can get this thing back over there and see what those guys are doing on the field. Alright, so here we are. That is the tractor with the planter connected. So I think the workers know by now they need to drop the machinery off over here for us to clean them up and to maintain them a bit. Alright, so I think let's park up over here. And yeah, there's the tractor with the fertilizer spreader as well. Alright, so we need to get this planter disconnected, but I want to try and see if we can get it closer to the workshop first of all. Alright, so let's maybe spin this thing around and see if we can reverse it up. Or maybe, yeah, we can just probably do it like this. Right, let's just drop it down over there. That is perfect. Right, so we are going to use the same tractor for the roller. Don't think we need to use a small tractor for this. We'll just use the 7R. Right, there we go. Right, perfect. Let's get this hooked up as well. Alright, so the roller is now connected. So we are going to just line it up here and quickly grab another worker to come and sort this out for us. Alrighty, and that is our worker starting with the rolling of the sunflower field. So they are just going to finish that up, and we'll probably have to wait for this field to germinate before we can put a second layer of fertilizer down. So I think that'll be good for now. The oats field is now sorted, and our canola field is also doing pretty well. My goodness, it's still extremely foggy. So I wonder if this fog is going to go away. It's probably going to be only a bit later today. Alright, so what I think we are going to do is drop off the fertilizer spreader, and then we are going to get the mower set connected up. So we are going to use the same worker to start cutting the grass for us, but we're not going to be probably tethering it up and windrowing it up and all that today. So it's something we can also sort out maybe a little bit later on. Alright, we'll just drop that over there for now, although it's not really dirty, but I just would like to go through it again, make sure nothing happened with it, that it's still in tip-top condition. Right, so let's get these mowers connected. Right, I'll pop in here for the front mower. And now we need to spin around for the rear one as well. And just like that, we've got the mowers connected up. Alright, so we are going to be turning this grass into hay as well, because we are kind of running short on hay compared to the other bales that we have. Alright, so let's get this thing unfolded, and we'll quickly just ask the guy to come and start cutting the grass for us. Alright, and there goes the lawnmower. So they are going to cut the grass, and I think we actually fertilized this field a little too late the last time we actually cut it. So I want to try and see if that is maybe something that we can do directly after cutting the grass, instead of tethering everything up and windrowing it. So we'll send the fertilizer spreader over there next, and the guy with the roller is still going to take a little time, quite a bit of time to get that sorted out. So I guess what we are going to do next is I'm going to see if there's any pieces of equipment that need some maintenance. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk around. Alright, so I think at this stage everything that we have used so far we have cleaned up and sorted out. We haven't used the sprayer set yet. It's not really something that we need at this stage, because we've been plowing the fields, and I think currently there is herbicide in here. But we could possibly also use this for fertilizing the fields with the liquid fertilizer. The bale loader is actually working quite well. This machine I actually used as well for moving some of the bales over the other day. We've got the mulcher, which we haven't used yet. So I'm going to try and use this machine after we harvested the next field again. Going to see if we can improve the yield a bit. As for these two pieces of equipment, so the shallow cultivator, we might actually use this next time when the field is done and harvested, instead of plowing it up each time, because that is going to bring up stones and then we have to rock pick the field. So it might save us a bit of time. But as for this cultivator over here, we don't really have a need for this, because it's just kind of sitting here, and the one next to it actually does the same job. It's just if we use this one, we're not going to have a weed infestation on the field as much. But yeah, I guess we'll speak to Mr. Walker and just see if he wants to get rid of that cultivator there in the corner maybe. It's, as I said, not really something that I would use, because we've got the plow and we've got the shallow cultivator. As for the rest of the equipment over here, the sunflower header, we did clean this up, and it is looking pretty decent, pretty good. So that is ready for when the sunflowers need to be harvested. Okay, and somebody decided to phone me. Alright, well, let's see who this is. Alright guys, so we just got a phone call from the mechanic shop, where they are busy working on our Chevy Silverado for us. So it turns out the truck is up and running. They actually found an engine quite cheaply that they were able to put in. And yeah, they said that the bill is going to be slightly reduced, but they needed a little bit of help today. So what I'm going to do is we're going to head over there. I'm just going to let Mr. Walker know as well that I'm stepping away for a couple of minutes, just for a personal errand, so I'm sure it would be fine. So let's head over to the mechanic shop and just hear what these guys have to say and what the story is with this Chevy Silverado of ours. So yeah, let's make our way over there, and I'll catch up to you guys once we get there. Alright guys, so we are here at the mechanic shop, so we are just going to park up somewhere. I don't see the Chevy Silverado here. I wonder what's the story. Alright, because they did phone me, they told me that it is ready. Alright, well, let's see if the lady inside knows what's happening. Alright guys, so that is quite interesting. So apparently our Chevy Silverado is next door over at the John Deere Service Center. So the ladies informed me that the owner of the business, well, the mechanic shop, is actually the very same owner that owns the John Deere Service Center next door. And they said that he is currently waiting for us over there. So we just need to head over on just see what the story is over here. Alright, so that is our Chevy Silverado up on the truck over there, on the trailer over there. Right, well, let's just park up here next to this BMW. Alright, well, my goodness, this is a... wow, that is a flashy car indeed. My goodness. Alright, that must be the owner of the business's vehicle. Alright, let's see if we can find this gentleman. Alright, so that is quite interesting, everybody. So we had a word with the owner of the place, and he actually said that he's got a little bit of a problem today. So they are short of a truck driver. So what they want us to do is we need to help them out with this Volvo at the back of the trailer here. Get this thing dropped off today for them. And then he said that I can also go and drop off my personal Chevy Silverado at the same time, free of charge. So we are going to be driving their Volvo V&X, I believe this is what it's called. So yeah, this is quite a heavy piece of machinery, guys, and the semis that I've driven have never had 3 axles. But we're gonna see if we can manage this. Alright, so yeah, the blind spot is real in this thing. Alright, but we need to get it hooked up to the trailer over there, the lowboy. Now, I have towed one of these trailers before. I just haven't done it with a semi with 3 axles. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Alright, let's get this thing hooked up. Alrighty, so there we go. That is all connected up. So, yeah, apparently they found a engine for the Chevy Silverado. It's a 5.0. Not exactly sure what truck or what car it came from, but it's actually a very good match for the truck according to the owner of the business. So I'm just going to go ahead and trust it, and they also did give us a bit of a warranty on it, so if it breaks down within the next couple of miles, we're actually going to be able to bring it back and they'll sort it out for us. So that is very good. Alright, so guys, what we need to do now is we need to head over to Noah's Sawmill. It's quite a bit of a drive, so I'm just trying to figure out which is going to be the easiest way to go now. We might actually just go up this road here. Alright guys, so there we go, we are finally on our way. So I had to maneuver quite a bit to get this long truck out of the driveway over there. So we are on our way over to Noah's sawmill, and we are going to go and drop off this Volvo truck at the right at the back of the trailer. We are being overtaken by traffic, so yeah, it's going to be quite a slow and tedious drive. So I'm going to put this in a little bit of a time lapse for you guys, and I'll catch up to you once we get there. Alright guys, so here we are, we made it over to Noah's sawmill, and now we already disconnected the semi from the trailer. So we first of all need to get the Chevy Silverado fired up and pulled off the trailer. And come on, there we go. Alright, so she fired up, no problem. And it's going to be great to have this truck back. Alright, I can hardly wait to actually drive this thing again. Alright, let's just put it over there for now. Alright, let's get Noah's Volvo fired up. Alright, so here we go. This is going to be a little bit tricky, because we can't really see behind us or anything like that. Just kind of using the mirrors there. I think we are good. Alright, so Noah wants us to just pull it over here for him. He'll get it sorted out and connected up to the little trailer over here again. Alright, I actually noticed he's got a tree planter here. I should actually have a word with him about planting some trees while we are here. That would actually work out quite nice if we could maybe borrow this from him. But I don't see a tractor. And look at this little logging trail over here. That is actually quite nice. Alright, well, looks like Noah and I are going to have a little bit of a word quickly. So let me just speak to this man, and then we can be on our way once we sorted everything out. Alright guys, so there we go. I did have a word with Noah about the tree planter. So he says we are more than welcome to borrow it, but we are going to have to organize a tractor to tow it with, and we are also going to need to buy some tree saplings. So apparently the trees we are cutting down in that little forest are called Scotch pine trees. So we're going to have to see if we can find some of those over at the dealership maybe. Alright, but right now we need to get this truck back to the service center, and we also need to go and drop off the Chevy Silverado. So let's quickly get this thing hooked up again so that we can be on our way back to the house and drop this thing off. Alright, so we are all connected up, and I think we're gonna have to probably make a U-turn here, because there's probably not gonna be enough space for us to turn with this trailer over there. Alright, so let's back it up. Right, I think that's far enough. Alright. Alright, and we are off. Yeah, that was a little bit wonky, but here we go. Alright, so I did have a word with Noah about the tree planter, and we also did have a quick word about the little logging trailer that he's got, because I asked him if that's something that he might be interested in getting rid of, and he told me to make him an offer on it. So I guess we'll see. I just want to firstly get through today, and we'll have a little bit of a look at the money situation, and I can make a decision whether we are going to buy ourselves a logging trailer, because we should be able to hook it up to the back of the Hilux or even to our Chevy Silverado here, because that would actually work out quite well. It's just the problem is we are sort of going to run out of space in our yard if we keep buying equipment and vehicles and all that, and things are going to be a little bit crowded in the yard of our house at the moment, and seeing as it is a company house, it's not really ideal for us to just store all of our vehicles there. Alright, but yes, we need to turn right over here. Okay, and we're coming up to the house. So what I'm starting to have a look at is some properties in the area that are available. So I did find a place on auction, and you guys know me by now, I like my auctions and taking part in them. So we maybe should start throwing some bids on places that could fit our budget. But then again, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time before we eventually land back on our feet and have enough money to get a proper farm. But I was thinking for the interim, we'll just see if we can maybe just afford a house. I don't know why. We need to actually disconnect this thing first of all. Alright, so let me get this sorted out first, and then I'll tell you guys about this property that I'm having a look at. Alrighty, so there we go. We disconnected the trailer once again from the truck, and we're just going to get into our Silverado and pull it into the yard. Alrighty, let's back it up slowly. Alright, just wait for that car to pass, and we've got another one coming. Right, are we still good in the front? Okay, let's get across the road quickly. Alright, so here we are. Chevy Silverado is home sweet home. Alright, perfect. So we'll just leave it over here for now. We'll come and sort everything out a little bit later once we get back home. But yes, we need to return the big truck and trailer now so that we can get back to Mr. Walker's farm. Because I think the work is probably done with the grass mowing as well. Alright, just waiting for all the traffic. Alright, seems to be safe. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's get this truck connected up to the trailer once again. Alright, so that is all hooked up, and we are ready to hit the road. So go and drop off this truck. So the owner of the service center said that we can just leave this in their wash bay because it needs to be cleaned up again. So it's going to make our lives a little bit easier in parking this thing than trying to reverse it back to where we found it. So I think they'll probably have their driver back the next time. Alright, so yeah, this is a little bit of a drive, so I'll catch up to you guys once I get there. Alrighty guys, so here we are back at the service center with their truck and their super long trailer. So we are just pulling into the wash bay as the owner asked us to do. So yeah, I think that is probably good enough. At least we are not standing in the road anymore, so I think that should do. My goodness, this trailer actually needs a bit of a touch-up paint. But yeah, it's a work trailer, so nothing really we can do about it. Alright, so I'm going to hand the keys to the truck back to the manager, and then we're going to jump into the Toyota Hilux and head back to Mr. Walker's farm. Alright guys, so that is all sorted. So we've got our truck dropped off, and I'm actually quite happy that the Chevy Silverado is fixed up. So we need to get back to Mr. Walker's farm again. But I was still actually busy telling you guys about the property that I am potentially looking at buying. So, as I mentioned, it is a kind of a residential property. So it's not really a farm as such, but there is definitely potential for us to turn it into like a nice little farmhouse, or even a farmyard for that matter, because it's got a little bit more space than what we currently have where we are staying on Mr. Walker's property. And as I said, I would definitely like to get my own place, and then it's just another step towards getting back onto my own 2 feet once again. So yeah, we will try and see if we can arrange a viewing for this property, and I can maybe show you guys around before we actually do decide to bite the bullet and buy the place. But at the moment, yes, I think I should definitely throw some bids on this place and see if we can actually maybe eventually get it secured. Maybe even with the help of a little small loan that we might have to make at the bank again. But that is also something that I'm a little bit scared of doing once again. But yeah, hopefully things will work out a little bit different this time for us. Alright, but yes, here we are back at Mr. Walker's farm. So we quickly need to see where the workers are with the equipment. And I need to sort out everything. We still need to wash the planter over there, and the fertilizer spreader is also looking a little bit dirtier. Alright, and it looks like the worker is actually done with the mowing of the grass. Just don't know where the tractor is. Where did they park it? I guess we'll have to maybe take a drive with the Kubota. Maybe the guy left it over on the other side of the field. But yes, guys, I think that is quite a lot of excitement for today. So we've got our Chevy Silverado back up and running, which is great news. That just means that we might have to decide between the 2 vehicles that we currently have, because we've got the Hilux and the Chevy Silverado now to drive. And I'm not entirely sure if I should really keep both vehicles as such. I mean, the Toyota Hilux is great and all, but the Chevy Silverado is kind of where my heart lies. But I guess we'll see. Maybe we will end up keeping both of them. Maybe we can dedicate one pickup truck to Nick eventually. Once he gets his driver's license, he could maybe start using the Toyota Hilux with the flatbed trailer to go and do the deliveries as well. So that might be something that's going to be on the cards in the near future. We'll see. But guys, I think that is going to be a wrap for today's episode. So thank you so much for tuning in once again. And also, if you have not hit that subscribe button just yet, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, I will see you all in the next one.